Hi doll friends, how are you today? Porcelain here, back with another video. Now Christmas is over, but it's still fresh, and I'm hoping that you all love crafting and making dioramas in 1/6 scale, of course, as much as I do, because today I want to share with you my little Christmas themed doll room diorama that I made for the dolls this season. Before I get into all the little particulars, I just want to give a shout out to My Froggy Stuff, who is the absolute inspiration, teacher, master crafter, and without her, I think a lot of us would be lost on how to make these different minis. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out her YouTube and Instagram for some amazing doll crafting ideas. So anyways, you can kind of see the whole room. Now this is just an Amazon box that I cut off one of the flaps and opened it up to make the structure. We have printouts via My Froggy Stuff that have become the wallpaper and wood paneling and baseboards and flooring. I printed out these little pictures and made frames out of cardboard and printouts, and then I painted some gold glitter flake on them just to give them a little more something. And these are just some little sprigs of a what do you call it, floral arrangement sprig that I cut with wire trimmers and glued to a small painted piece of like a really thin cardboard, just to make some little embellishments on top. I think I would like to have added maybe a ribbon or a poinsettia or something, but for now it's fine. And then coming down here, I made this little mini tree. Again, it's another sprig of this little fake plant here that's like pine needles, and it's got these large silvery glitter flakes and little tiny silver balls, but it's perfect scale for our dolls. And then I have a cylindrical bead and a cardboard base that has been painted with a rose gold and then the gold glitter flake finish. This little table is just a circle of, I think it was like a granola bar box, and a wooden dowel and beads to make the base. I'll paint it, of course, to look like carved wood. And then we'll move along over here. And I've got another painted dowel with beads on the ends to make a curtain rod. And then this is a velvet ribbon. It's got wire, well, it had wires on the edge. And then, so I trimmed it with wire cutters and just gave it a little fold and tied a little ribbon in it to look like it's pulled back. Again, the windows are from My Froggy Stuff, from their free printables page on their Blogspot page. You can find so many good things there. It is a fantastic resource for the crafting community. Okay, so then I built up this fireplace following her instructions. As you can see, I didn't quite make it to the top, but that's okay. No one's gonna see all that. I'm just showing you what I did, but it is covered with another printout of a brick pattern, and then these are additional strips covered in the wood grain printout to give it a nice mantle. And then you can see there's the cutout and the printout of the fireplace, and I just put one of the little LED tea light candles down in there to give it a glow. Back it up a little so you can get the full effect. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let's see. Here's my little snowman I made. Aren't they adorable? So these I used acrylic acrylic gems, and I glued them together because they had the flat back, and then glued them together to give it the 3-dimension, and built up the little snowman on a painted cardboard base. Their scarves are just ribbon, and their hats are a black bead and sequin. The noses are little toothpick tips painted orange. Again, more of that little pine sprig thing to give us little pine tree effect behind them. And then I used some little iridescent white seed beads next to them to look like little snowballs. I think they're adorable. And then I painted on the eyes, mouths, and little buttons down the front. Here are my stockings, also made out of that ribbon, a little felt on top, and a green ribbon hanger. I'm not happy you can see that little sticky tack behind it that's holding it up, but it is what it is. Now they're just glued onto a felt base, so they're not like actually working stockings, but I think they're cute and do the trick. And then the wreath was a little pre-made, wreath-like, but I made it look more bulky by gluing down the leaves. I think I got it in like the dollar section at Target a couple years ago. I added these little balls, again from a flower decorating sprig that I found at Michael's. But I think it looks nice. It gives it like ornaments look on it. And then we come down here to our mantle. I made these little candles from glue sticks, cut and then melted the tops so they look like they are, like they've been used, right? They've melted. And then this is just a little piece of black thread glued on top. I painted them with a pearly white paint, and then I glued some more of those little sprigs behind it. The base is a painted oval of cardboard, and then I glued a strip of yarn around the edge, and it's all painted together. The gingerbread houses are just cardboard with a printout of a gingerbread house, as you can see. And then this little decorative structure is toothpicks glued together, painted gold with glitter on, concentrated on the tops. It's built up on a little base of cardboard that's painted on the top side. And then I just added in those different sprigs and the little red and gold balls to just look like a decorative, Christmas tree kind of scene. But I think that has a really nice effect. I was really happy with how that turned out. So then we have another curtain rod and curtain. This tree I purchased at Michael's, and then I just added this little string of gold beads to it. There's another couple of paintings I printed out and built up the frames around. And then these packages are just stacks of cardboard glued together to make a 3D box shape, and then I printed out wrapping paper printables from my Froggy stuff and glued it on, and there you go. And then I made this tree skirt also from that roll of ribbon, just kind of pleating it as I went around. It still has the wire in it to hold the shape, but that was very handy. The rug was purchased on Amazon. I think it's not listed as a mouse mat, it's too small, but it came in a pack of 2, so this one had the most red in it, so I thought that would be good for the Christmas room. and then a door printout. I kind of had to finesse it a little bit, so if you look close, it's not quite right, but you do what you got to do, right? But I think it turned out really cute. And then let me move these girls. I'll show you my little chair. It needs some help though, I gotta tell you. My chair legs are not working. So I just used a dowel and beads, also painted like the little table. And yeah, it's not sturdy at all. I don't know, I gotta readdress it. But and then the little pillows are also made from that same ribbon with the wire removed, stuffed with a little fiberfill and glued shut. But the chair is a scrap of this gold brocade fabric that I've had, and some thin cardboard built up following a tutorial from, you guessed it, my Froggy Stuff. She has the answer for everything you could possibly want to make. I'm hoping to next year make one of the little snow globes, but I did not have the items I needed to make that this year. But that is my little Christmas doll room. And we used it for one of the doll photography events on Instagram, hosted by My Froggy Stuff, Barbie Model Mayhem, and My Dollish World. It was the 7-day Christmas concert. So there's still time to join. I think tomorrow's the last day though, so might want to check it out if you're on Instagram. But I hope you liked this tour of the little house, or the little room rather, and I hope you get some good ideas and try making some stuff. It's a lot of fun, and then the dolls look super cute. Anyways, I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I hope you got inspired, and let me know what you're making in the comments. See you next time. Bye.